DCS crew, what is up? We are back at it again today with a knife from Monterey Bay Knives, or as you've come to know it, MBK. So to make things easier, I'm just going to use MBK. They have sent over the EZC 1.5 for me to review. Now, this is a nice little blade. Is it a 1.5 inch blade? No, it's not. We'll talk about the exact details after the intro, but shredded carbon fiber, titanium pocket clip, M390 steel, you know, that Laconico design that you have grown to love, just those design elements, obviously his name on the spine, and skeletonized inset liners. Beautiful flipper. Is it worth buying? Well, if you can get it, probably. Find out after the intro. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today we're going to go ahead and check out the MBK EZC 1.5 from Laconico. Now, Monterey Bay Knives is a company that is headed by Laconico and Sanford Owen. As you can see here, this is a Laconico design, and you can always tell because he happens to put his just his maker's mark, which is the R Laconico, on the spine of these knives. Now, it doesn't state it on the blade, which is actually sterile on one side, and it just has the MBK insignia on the other. You wouldn't know the blade steel unless you check the site. In this particular case, I believe it's M390. Now, stats should be over here so that you can go ahead and check that out for a moment. Let me go ahead and twirl the carbon fiber shred so you can get a nice look at that, as well as the titanium pocket clip, which, by the way, is right-hand carry only. And that being said, let me go ahead and take a few knives and compare them for size purposes. This is the SOG Terminus XR, also with carbon fiber, but that's more like a laminate and BDZ1 steel. Let's be honest, that really doesn't hold a candle to this here. This is the Concept Little Main Street. You have the CJRB Feldspar, just a little bit bigger, I guess you could say. And we have the Kershaw Dividend right here. What else do we have? This is the CJRB Mylea. And last but not least, the Kershaw Bare Knuckle. All right, so getting to my thoughts about this particular knife. There's a couple of good things and a couple of things that I want to go ahead and bring to your attention. First off, the good. I've reviewed a couple of Ray's designs, not only through Kizer, but outside, you know, and through MBK, which is Monterey Bay Knives. The Everywhere Carry, the EWC, is one in particular. And I can tell you, you know, Ray has always had a flair for a certain design element. And when he knows that something works, he pushes the limit and he really goes with it and he refines it and he refines it. One in this particular case is his concept of the gentleman's knife. And I think that this is a great opportunity to go ahead and capitalize on that by talking about it in this particular video. Now, if you'll notice, the truth is with this knife, it doesn't have any ergos, which means, you know, this is just a very plain kind of design element here, and or so you would think. Obviously, what he does is he plays more on the design materials, and then he puts a couple of design aesthetics, and he creates the blade with a nice grind. And in any case, you know, for a gentleman's sized blade, which is something like this, you have something that's 3 3/4 and then 3 inches. You know, it's enough to be able to get in your hand, take care of whatever task that you need, and put away. This is all that you need. You really don't need ergos like you would see, like, say, for example, on this particular knife, you have these ergos that are cut into the aluminum frame, which, I mean, allow it to seat better, but in reality, you know, stuff like that would really be needed for knives that you're going to be using much more often. This has a more simplistic look design element wise, but aesthetically it does have a very nice well, what it sacrificed in just standard design element, it did make up for in aesthetics with this carbon fibered shred. Now, it's just the shredded carbon fiber. There is no like color that's put into it. And like I said before, this is tapped for right-hand carry only. This is a titanium pocket clip, which works exceptionally well. Let me go ahead and show you the rear clip side. the lock side and the show side. And this is what it looks like when it's closed. You can see it's nice and centered. Again, the Laconico insignia. And it fires out just perfectly. And here is the lockup on the model that was sent over to me on behalf of not only Monterey Bay Knives, but the Apex Pass Around. So shout out to the Apex Pass Around. Now, this does run on bearings. This is a very, very well made knife. This is made in China, for those who are wondering. The company that makes it, oh man, I apologize, because the truth is, usually I know these sort of things, but I believe that Ray has been using a variety of companies to be able to go ahead and process his knives, just depending on availability, especially now with the coronavirus. I'm sure that when he is looking for exceptional quality, and availability, I got a feeling that he may have had to choose a different company to be able to go ahead and work on this. But if he didn't, it's just the same. It's very well done quality. As you can see, the liners are skeletonized. Maybe I can show it a little bit closer there. That's actually the show side. And then on the clip side, can't really see it from there, but it doesn't have any skeletonization. So it is exceptionally light because of the fact that this isn't G10 with a carbon fiber laminate. This is actually carbon fiber. And you can actually see that from all of the layer here, as well as just underneath. And then it has skeletonized inset liner. So this is a little bit more durable than you would think, not only just on the lock side, but on the show side as well. I thought that was really cool. And just the fact is, the action on this, it's fantastic. And it opens and it closes with the best of them. I think this is an awesome knife. And if you have yet to be able to try something from Ray Laconico, this is a great way to go ahead and segue into it. Now, keep in mind, his designs, even these production models, not even his, regular customs or mid-techs, they don't necessarily come cheap. And when I say cheap, I mean in the sub 100 range. You can probably get your hands on, an older version of one of his Kizer designs. I did do a video a long time ago between the titanium and the G10 version of the Gemini folder. Great folder. This is a little bit smaller than the Gemini, but this is a bit more in cost because of the actual, the blade steel and the designs used on, the materials used on the handle for this particular knife. But it's still a great deal. You're probably going to be able to get this, whether it's through them or even on the secondary for sub 200. But keep that in mind. I mean, don't go into it expecting to get something like this for about $100, because you're just you're not going to get anything anywhere even close to this. But this is an exceptional design from Ray Laconico, and like I said before, there's the maker's mark for Monterey Bay Knives, and then there is the maker's mark for Mr. Laconico himself. So, my thoughts on this one, I'll go ahead and cut it short and tell you. If you don't have anything from him, and if you've got the money to spare, get it. This is a great knife. I would have told you to buy the EWC, which is the Everywhere Carry, which is the non-locking front flipper that I had on the channel not too long ago. And if you have a moment, please go ahead and check that out. I'll put a link on that at the end of this particular video. But if you have, if you don't have that one and you're looking for something more along the lines and aesthetics of this knife, go ahead and check it out. You have my blessing. This is a great knife. And if I were back in the office, unfortunately I'm working at home still, this would definitely be on my short list of knives to use at the office. So that being said, thank you so much for watching. I know that that's a quick kind of a video for it, but I mean, it is what it is. I really can't complain when it comes to something like this from Ray Laconico. It's nice and basic. It gets the work done. You're not going to have the aesthetics, when it comes to like as far as the ergos are concerned, compared to other knives. But this kind of knife, being that it's a nice gentleman's folder, it will withstand some tougher tasks because of the fact that it has, the liners inside, albeit they are skeletonized. But holding it, it's nice and comfortable. It's got some jimping on here that's going to keep your finger in place when you have to use it. It's enough for me to be able to get my medium-sized chunky paws on it and, to use it whenever I need. More than enough blade for you to use in an office-style setting or even a gentleman folder type setting when, like, you got to use it for dinner, that sort of thing. And the action is fantastic. So, yeah, whoever he is getting this from, whether it's Riyadh, Kizer, Bestech, whoever, The OEM work on this is fantastic. I do highly recommend it. And if you have a moment, go ahead and check out his website. It is over here on to your left. And I'll just leave it at that. So thank you so much for checking out this particular review on the Monterey Bay Knives MBK EZC. You guys have been great, and thank you so much. And just remember, whether it's this or the EWC or even another non-locking knife like this particular Spyderco UK PK, if you EDC, think DCS. You guys have been great. I'll see you guys next time. Videos below in case you want to check them out. And I'll see you next time. Take it easy. Peace.